is a web designer. He's been doing this for a long time, and he has volunteered. He has a blog at blog.jeffkey.com. He has volunteered to explain the inexplicable Ajax.
Oh boy.
We hear, oh boy, is right.
Oh boy, Ajax.
We hear a lot about it.
Yeah.
It is a technology that is very commonly used in Web 2.0 and the new web.
Yeah.
But what the heck is it?
Well, basically Ajax, I'm not even going to bother explaining to you what it stands for. It won't make much sense anyways.
Well, we'll tell everybody, but it's asynchronous JavaScript and XML.
How do you know this?
You just told me before the show began. I said, what does it stand for?
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yes.
Well, I did then. Yeah, so Ajax is basically a method to transfer data between the user's computer and the web server without having to reload the entire page.
You see that all the time on websites where you change one thing or you submit a form and the whole page, you have to wait for the whole page to redraw.
White, it goes white, and then the whole thing downloads all over again.
Right.
And you know, it takes more time, it takes more bandwidth, especially if you're running a gigantic website like Facebook or MySpace, which has about 100 million plus users.
So is everybody using JavaScript now? I mean, is that the
Ajax?
I mean, Ajax, is that the hot thing?
They should be.
Yeah, Google uses it on Google's homepage.
Google Maps is one of the first major Ajax using applications that was released, and I think that's what kind of made it big. It kind of tossed it out there to all the developers in the world saying, hey, this is Ajax. That was in 2005.
Yeah, once Google adopts something, that makes it real.
Google does it, everybody does it. That's basically what it is.
So you've got a diagram here that kind of maybe will help us understand where in this it fits.
Yeah, this is how Ajax works basically. Okay, in this diagram here, the gray egg represents whatever is on the user's computer. Okay,
that's my computer. Is the gray egg.
That's right.
Okay.
That's your computer when you know Joe Blow is on the internet.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's the actual visual HTML page coupled with a JavaScript file, which is a file that runs on the client's side computer. Okay. Right. So let's say you enter a specific data or make a query of any sort that you want to do this.
Right.
Okay. Data gets entered, the JavaScript processes it, and then it sends it to the server. Okay. Now, once you go over the buffer zone here, the gold egg that I have, you're not on your own computer anymore. This part is done strictly on the server side. Your computer doesn't see anything that happens beyond this.
So you're now on the web server, say Google.com or MySpace.com.
That's right. So instead of sending the whole page over, just send the core data that it needs to send over to process a certain function to
so
a
Ajax really allows your local browser to do more work and only communicate when necessary.
That's right. That's right. It's a segregation of the functionalities to take the load off the server.
Right. Do the work yourself.
Give it to individual computers, which can easily handle it. Doesn't make it's not huge like these.
So the only conversation really going on now between my computer and the server is just little bits of data that are
just
getting
little
sent
bits
back
of data and whatever needs to be added or removed from the existing page instead of the whole thing back and forth.
Well, you can see how this is more efficient.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So the PHP file here or ASP, whatever you want to use, can process it, go into a database, you know, do all the complicated stuff that.
And that has to be done server side because it has all the data over there.
Yeah, the server holds the database, right? So and then it spits the data back. PHP file processes it, creates an output, gives it to the JavaScript file. The JavaScript file knows where to put that specific block of output instead of having to reload the whole thing. So here's kind of an example of how it works. This is my client's website, Rhonda Sherwood. This is my first Ajax.
His first module. Ajax.
My very first Ajax module. Just did it as an experiment, basically. Okay. It's an email newsletter subscription form. All right. Usually you type in your email, right? Let's say
looks pretty straightforward. Normally you press submit.
If you enter, and then the whole thing will go white.
The whole page draws.
Reload, and then it'll say thank you for subscribing, or it'll say your email's already on the list.
We don't want to do that.
Too much. Okay. When you press enter on this,
it's only going to change.
You just get, it didn't load. See, already here. Your email is already on Rhonda's list. It already processed the data in the back end, checked that my email is already in the database, and it's sped it back.
So the only thing it updated was that little text there.
That's right. This little box is all that it needs to update, and it saved all this bandwidth. The user didn't have to wait, 2-3 seconds for it to load.
It's a much better user experience.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And people are getting impatient, you know.
If you use MySpace, you've probably seen this, right?
MySpace, yeah. Thank you for bringing that up.
Or Facebook uses it a lot, too.
MySpace is really bad in the sense that they don't use Ajax.
They should use more Ajax.
Okay, here.
They redraw the page every 5
Right here. There's an example right here.
Gwen Stefani's page.
How long did, no, it's not.
No, it's not? It's Gabrielle's page.
I wish I was friends
with her. She loves Gwen Stefani.
She does, actually. She's my friend Gabrielle. So, let's say I want to leave a message on her wall, okay?
Right.
Here's how many clicks and how many reloads it takes, okay? To get to the page, for one click already. Add comment, 2 clicks. See how the whole thing.
We have to redraw the whole page. Thank you.
Sorry. Hey, Gabrielle.
I'm glad you've finally given me. My daughter says, "Why? What's wrong?" I say, "MySpace is awful." She said, "What's wrong with it?" I'm going to say now. It doesn't use Ajax, honey.
Yeah. So that's 2 clicks there.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 clicks. Also comments.
New page.
Reloads again. Okay.
And by the way, 50% of the time it's going to say, "Sorry, the server's busy. Do it again later."
They had some problems with that.
They do a lot.
So now, after all the reloads, we're back in this page. Okay.
Right.
Let's go to Facebook. This is my friend Steph.
Facebook's a little more
much more efficient. Let's
look
say,
at that already.
Say hi to Steph.
You just clicked one thing, there it goes.
Hey,
okay.
I'm on TV.
Hey, I'm on TV.
The module is already in there. You don't have to refresh the page to get to this.
You just pressed a button, it popped out.
They all work as individual components. Okay.
Got it.
You click on post. Watch what happens.
Doesn't redraw the page? No.
Boom, done.
That's Ajax.
That's
right
Ajax.
there. That's Ajax.
That's what it does.
That's how good it is.
It's amazing. Here's another example.
Here's a man who loves his work.
This is an advertising serving format that I've made for John Chow, who's been on your show previously.
Oh yeah, John was just here. Yeah.
I'm actually doing this project for him, and this is probably one of the more complex Ajax projects that I have. So. See all this data here that's entered here? Okay, these are the color settings for your profile for the advertisement, okay? Like what colors they use. If you want to save this as a separate channel, all you need to do, you enter here, sample, okay? Save template, done.
That's
Boom.
It didn't redraw the page?
All the data has been entered to a MySQL database on the back end, and it retrieved a new list with the new thing added on, and it updated the code. Simple as that. So
when somebody says to you, you need more Ajax, that's what they're talking about.
That's what they're talking about. We need to make life simpler.
Is it a lot of work for the programmer and somebody like you who's designing this? Is it more work to create a page like this?
Well, I'm really good at this, so no.
You're used to
me,
it.
But
because you've developed libraries and you've done a lot, you know how to do it.
It will be a step. It's a stepping stone for any developer to get into this. But if you understand the dynamics of JavaScript and server-side functions such as PHP and ASP, it's not that bad. And besides, Ajax frameworks are available. You don't have to write the entire Ajax.
You said you use Prototype.js.
Prototype.js is the one that I use. It's the most robust one. So it doesn't take a year to develop this. It is a little bit of extra work compared to what you usually did, and you just have to think, it's kind of rewire your brain in terms of how web development works. But once I took the step, I've done a few Ajax programs, and this is really complex, and I pulled it off. And
it's now the standard, really. I mean, a good website. Although Jacob Nielsen recently said, he's a web usability guru, said people are using too much of this Web 2.0 stuff. They're forgetting the user experience. So you got to keep that. But all web designers have to do that. You have the bells and whistles. Sometimes they'll suck you in. You start playing with it.
That's right.
You got to keep in mind the user experience.
Well, basically, the whole point of Ajax being developed was for the user experience. Because as you saw, it made it faster. MySpace took 4 clicks and 4 refreshes to do what Facebook took no refreshes.
That's why only teenagers use MySpace. They've got time. They've got the time.
That's right.
Any normal person is going to say, I don't have the time.
No.
I don't have the time.
You write something, post, click, it has to be up there.
Jeff Key saves people time at Jeff Key Consulting. It's online at jeffkey.com, and you can read his blog at blog.jeffkey.com. Jeff, thanks so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right, let's take a break. Come back with more of your calls. What? We're done? All right, a final word. We'll wrap this thing up. Maybe we'll see how Sean's smoke came out when the lab continues. Stay right here.